and don't know of any saves yet. But nationally, what they say is if you distribute 100 kits, you get 1 save. That's typical over time. Okay. Syringe exchange programs refer to mental health services and addictions treatment programs. The good thing about syringe exchange programs and why it's prevention, not permission, is that what they do is they develop a relationship with the people who are coming in. And through that relationship, they ask questions like, are you getting tired of this? Are you ready to do something different? What do you think? And so doing motivational interviewing with these folks is really, really helpful. Rapid tests for HIV, Hep C, and pregnancy, which is really critical because if you have a pregnant addicted woman, you've got 2 addicted people. They do abscess and wound care, education for the person, but also all of those things. A link to medical care. Here we think that the best program for us in Hamilton County, because of the wide distribution of the neighborhoods where this is happening, is to have a mobile van. Not to have it at one particular space. Some places have one particular place. Over on the chair over there, we have a map of where the syringe exchanges are across the country. There are 187 of them. Is that right?
211 in 187 cities.
Okay, 187 cities, 211 sites, so programs. So, this is not, Cincinnati could still be Cincinnati. We're still 20 years behind. It's okay. We can bring this on now and still claim that we're conservative. It's all right. It's all right. So I think that the first sites that we would use would be the goal of this is to also include sites over in northern Kentucky as we're able to move over there and we get all of the regulations done over there that need to be done. Every state's different about what you have to do to get a syringe exchange established. Okay, so we want to continue our efforts to gain some support from key individuals. There's certain people who think that this will be a black mark on the city of Cincinnati or that there's something bad about it. Our city manager, the current chief of police is concerned because police have to sort of put a cordon around where the syringe exchange is going to be and not arrest people for paraphernalia around that, and that's asking them to not do their job. And so we understand that, and so we're trying, there are certain things. We want to engage the business community in some of our efforts, gain support from the affected communities, and advocate in favor of Senate Bill 92 and the naloxone distribution legislation. And Senate Bill 92 gives a state law that allows the police to say, oh, okay, we're going to follow this state law that says you put a cordon around this. And once you have the epidemic declared, then they put that in place. And so it takes them, it gives them what they need to be able to do this. And that's the thing that's actually holding us up right now. We're developing some advisory committees of clients, people who would be clients of this, so talking to them about what would be the best thing for them, and some addiction treatment and prevention experts in groups. We need to do some fundraising. Syringe exchange isn't covered in the Affordable Care Act. Addiction treatment is, but this is not, and so that part of the work that we need to do is not, so we need to do some fundraising around that. And how can you help? Well, anything that you can do with some of these next steps, people that you might know, people you could have conversation with. Dr. Feinberg finally decided she was going to start talking about this with everybody that she sees. And people are running from her now, she says. She goes to a party and people run the other way. But the reality is that we need to talk about it, and we need to talk about what's going on. And what she does is she'll say something and somebody will say, oh, my neighbor's daughter just overdosed. This just happened. that just happened. You know, people begin to talk. There is a lot of stigma around addiction as a whole, and this type of addiction in particular, and it's really important for us to talk about. So anything that you might do to be able to help us engage, I have a bunch of my cards that I'm going to put over there on the chair. So if you want to talk with us, you can serve on any of the advisory boards, any of our task forces, anything, any way that you would like to get engaged. As Adam said, when you're walking around, go into a park, look around. I tend to be doing it all the time now. I walk my dog a lot, and he's just like, okay, what are you doing now? Why are you stopping? Because I'm looking in places for syringes. And number one, I don't want him to step on one, or me, or some child who might be playing, but I also want to take a picture. All of our cell phones have picture-taking ability, and so take a picture of it and send it to us. We'll put it on the website. Tell us where you saw it. And that's how I got that one from the YW this morning.
And who would retrieve these, like that one down the Y, is it still there?
I don't know whether it's still there or not.
I'm sure it is. That was taken this morning.
It was taken this morning. I don't know.
I mean, the police wouldn't do something like that.
Yeah, no, the police would not. What we have told the ambassadors who do a lot of the cleanup, the downtown ambassadors who do a lot of that in this area, is to carry with them a sharps container. Now, a sharps container is a cat litter container, one of those plastic hard cat litter containers with the lid off. You know, that's all you need, to just drop something into it that won't get, so it won't get poked through. And just spread the word about this.
Do you need to have a glove, or how can you handle it safely?
You need a glove. You can, if you're watching and you can pick it up from the non-syringe end, the other end, and put it into something that will make it safe. So if you've got a pop can, water bottles have gotten really thin. I don't know that I would trust a water bottle, so a cat litter container or something like that. Anything that's hard plastic would be good.
And then what do you do? Throw it in the trash?
I would take it to, I would not throw it in the trash. Call me. Call me. We will figure out what we're going to do with these. Yeah.
That also illustrates that we don't have a good system for getting rid of biohazardous waste.
Right. Stand up, Adam, turn around so that they can hear what you had to say.
Just in general, that illustrates that we have a very poor system for getting rid of biohazardous waste outside of the medical community. So if you're a diabetic at home, like, what do you do with all your syringes? Generally, they just throw them away.
Yeah.
And like a coffee can or something like that.
Right. A coffee can is another good way to do this. Okay. And I went way over time. I'm sorry. I get to talking and I can't stop myself. So, yes.
So is Narcan just the brand's name?
Naloxone is the generic name.
Okay. Gotcha.
Narcan is the brand name.
And what's the dollar amount? What's the cost of each?
Many times people who have overdosed need a second dose. So every kit contains 2 doses, and the cost of a kit complete is $50. That includes 2 doses, the syringe, the mechanism for nasal spray, and all of the other stuff. There's a video in there